I need more of us to have shame. Because why are you dancing for a guy with no music playing? Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone's doing okay and everyone is doing well. Before we do get started, I just want to give a huge shout out to everyone who showed me so much love in yesterday's review. I really appreciate it. I'm still not sure if we're going to be doing these daily, but some of you did give me some suggestions. Some people said every 2 days, some of you said every week, so we can still do a live. So I'm going to get through this week of reviews and then over the weekend pretty much figure out what we're going to be doing moving forward. But it feels good to be back and it feels good to have my head on my shoulders. But I hope everyone's doing okay and everyone is doing well. Another day, another Love Island review, and there's a bit to talk about because yeah, there's a lot for us to gist about. Okay, so as I usually end, always say, number one, if you haven't yet subscribed, be sure to subscribe and therefore join the family. Also be sure to follow me on my Instagram and also on my Twitter at SarahDestinyX. And number three, get cozy and comfy with a hot I've been and some snacks, and let's get into today's review. So let us start off with them really dumping Sam. Like I said in yesterday's review, if you have made me go through a 3-month process to come to this villa, and I unpack, I travel, I unpack, I even get settled, and you think I'm going home after 24 hours, you will rip my singlet like this on camera before I leave that villa. But Sam really is on his way back to the United of Kingdoms. So moving on to Samantha and Joey having a conversation, just having a little chin wag, talking about their love languages, because we know that Joey ended up choosing Samantha, which is why Sam was of course dumped. I feel like they were speaking about their love languages being PDA. Everyone's love language is subjective to them, so that's fine. But for me, I think PDA is just a bit too much. But of course, you know that Joey ended up leading him for a kiss. I feel like Joey is kissing for vibes. I'm going to be honest with you. Because imagine I'm just talking to you like, oh, hey, how you doing? Oh my gosh, I like your black top. Then I'm pulling you in for a kiss. Like, it's not really making sense. And I did already say in yesterday's review, I'm not really sure how I feel about Joey Essex being in Love Island anyway. I don't really know what his place is. And I feel like his agent is definitely just working overtime. But let's see. Moving on to Patsy and Manver having a conversation. The truth of the matter is that he is not interested in her, and I think he's talking to her just to be kind and just to be nice, especially because the babe that he did have his eyes on, aka Mimi, which he might still have his eyes on because of, anyway, let's get into that shortly, babe. Why am I jumping the gun? Let's go through the notes with a bit. But I do feel like Manver definitely doesn't like Patsy like that. Patsy initially, you can tell in today's episode, was like, oh my gosh, yeah, like I really like the vibe. I feel like Manver was just trying to be really kind and also be quite nice. But also, I did love the fact that Patsy, of course, opened up to him about her disability. You guys know that she does have Erb's palsy and her right hand is considerably smaller than her left. So I think that was also quite nice as well, because she hasn't actually told anyone else in the villa, and maybe other people haven't even noticed as much. So you can tell that she definitely is comfortable around him, but Manver is just not feeling the vibes. Now, moving on to Harriet and Kieran having a conversation. He said to her face that she isn't his usual type, which is scary. If someone tells you I'm not the usual type to my face and then says, oh, but I just want to get to know you, security. So moving on to Ronnie and Jess having a conversation. He said that he did like Samantha, but for now he feels like all his eyes are on Jess, and they of course ended up having another kiss. One thing about Ronnie and Jess, by the way, I already said in yesterday's review, Ronnie gives me quite interesting vibes and I just don't know why. I can't put my finger on it just now, but I do feel like as the episodes go on, something is going to give, because Ronnie gives me very interesting vibes. But all they do is kiss and rate each other's kisses. Yesterday, 7.6. Today, 7.8. She's said, oh my god, yeah, I even scored more. I just thought, is this what you people, instead of you people to be, do you know his favourite colour? No. Do you know his favourite colour? But it's only rating kisses that you people know how to do. Okay. Now moving on to Ayo and Mimi on the terrace. Guys, I know I said in yesterday's review that it's early days. Okay, I know I said it's early days, but Ayo and Mimi, guys, I actually really do like them together. One thing as well that I saw on Twitter, that their ship name is actually called Ayomi, which is so cute. If you're Yoruba, you know that Ayo means joy, Ayomi means my joy, and Ayomiku means my joy is full. Not really getting into a Yoruba session here, but Ayomi being their ship name and that meaning my joy in Yoruba, or in English from Yoruba, is, I won't lie, it was a little bit cute. But of course he did tell her, you know, can I show you something? That cringed me out a bit, because I instantly knew, and I think Mimi also knew as well, that show me something is, can I give you a kiss? So of course they did end up having a kiss. She did blush, and he did say, you know, he's very happy that he's in a couple with her. Guys, I won't lie. Ayo said I found my wife. Okay, he said I have actually found my wife. I really do like them together, but I do think it's early days, which is why I'm not trying to get too comfortable in this ship, because as you saw in the ending, it's like that ship can also sink. So let's just, let's take it day by day. But Ayo, he's about to propose. Okay, he's definitely about to propose. Now let's move on to Nicole and Kieran having a chat. He said that of course we haven't spoken, and he feels like, it'll be really good if they go into the hideaway, and they basically agreed. I do feel like that is a very interesting plot twist in a weird way that the Love Island producers have introduced this season. Anyone just walking into the hideaway for a chat and then coming out or deciding to stay. I don't know if it's given the tension that they thought it would give, but at the same time, it seems to be working, because every time someone goes into the hideaway, the islanders are gasping for air and really in shock. But of course, it ended up going to the hideaway. At the same time, Harriet was speaking to, I forgot who she was speaking to. Maybe Samantha. Yeah, she was speaking to Samantha, and she pretty much said, like, she's getting a bit jealous now and everything. And Nicole, whilst they were in the hideaway, said that she does really like him and she wants to get to know him. And they were pretty much just speaking about, all the different things. And you know how they are on Love Island anyway. Harriet, I personally feel like she was doing a bit too much. It's been 3 days. You should not be crying over anybody. You shouldn't be crying over anyone. You shouldn't be putting all your eggs in Kieran's basket, first of all, but in anyone's basket after 3 days. And a guy shouldn't be able to trigger you after 72 hours. I'm so sorry. That's all this episode was showing me, that crying over guys is ghetto. Crying over guys is actually ghetto, because no. Of course, she now comes out of the hideaway, Nicole, and by the way, it's going to take me a while to also get used to their names, so I feel like I'm slowly but surely getting there. Nicole now comes out of the hideaway and she's like, girls, do you want to have a chat? Like, guys, let's have a chat. Bearing in mind, the entire villa literally saw you go into the hideaway with the guy that Harriet wants to get to know. So that was very interesting. Harriet, of course, decided that she didn't want to go to have a chat with her. And Nicole was just speaking to some of the girls, just saying, yeah, I just had a good chat in the hideaway, good vibes, like, we're going to get to know each other. And of course, Kieran was then talking to the guys about it, and he ended up mixing Harriet's name with Nicole's, which was very shady. But by this point, we knew Harriet was 100% in her feelings and ended up crying. Like I said, I didn't feel like it was that necessary or deep. I know I'm not in the villa, I understand that. But even after 3 days, probably even 2 days, because we're watching on the 3rd day, but it's definitely nighttime there. So either way, it hasn't been that long for you to be crying over a guy. That's what I'm trying to say. Now, of course, Nicole and Samantha also now had a conversation about it, because Samantha was just like, yeah, like Harriet was really upset, blah, blah, blah. And then Nicole now started crying. That conversation was very hard to listen to. Oh God, forgive me. That convo was very hard to listen to. And I know, as someone who, I don't live in London anymore, but being born and raised in London, I feel like Londoners suffer, a lot of them suffer from main character syndrome, even down to our accents. So sometimes you do find it very hard to, understand what other people are saying. Sometimes we're just like, oh my gosh, that person sounds weird. But they probably think people from London sound weird. And I know representation matters, because of course they do need to get different people around the UK. But that convo was really hard to listen to, guys. Like, I was just like, okay, I just felt so overstimulated, because it was just back and forth, then it was crying, then back and forth, then crying. It was a lot. Now let's move on to the following morning. A few conversations, not really much I really want to delve into, but we know Jess and Patsy were talking to Kieran. Kieran said that if he had a choice, he would pick Harriet right now out of her and Nicole, which was very interesting to me. Also, Harriet was wearing a bikini that Kieran liked, and he was like, oh my gosh, like, oh wow, she looks like a salt. She's looking real good. So I feel like that also probably like triggered him a bit, like, maybe I do actually want to get to know this girl. Of course, we move on to Harriet and Nicole having a conversation. They kind of hashed it out, like, oh my gosh, babe, no, it's not that. Yeah, girly whirly. Oh, we. I don't really feel like they've hashed it out. I feel like the triplets, as we on Smoke call them, are trying really hard to make it seem like they have this really solid friendship that they're really trying to build, but I feel like something is going to break down there very soon, because all of their personalities are too strong for all the things that are going on, especially now that I can see that you guys on day 3 can cry over a guy. It means a lot of mess is brewing. Now let's move on to Monvert and Patsy having a conversation. He of course told her that he wanted to get to know, like, speak to other girls and stuff, and I think Patsy definitely was disappointed. She was like, oh my gosh, like, even when it's fine, but when you do, I'm just not gonna look. Monvert was like, oh, like, don't be like that. Like I said, I do feel like Monvert was just trying to be nice. He's definitely trying to let her down gently, and we can definitely see that. You can just feel the vibes. Like, even when he's talking to her, it's almost like he's barely getting his words out. He's just like, oh yeah, I feel like we're good. Yeah. Not really much is going on there. Now let's move on to Harriet pulling Samantha for a chat. This scene was very interesting to me. So of course, Harriet ended up pulling Samantha for a chat. I pretty much said to Samantha, like, I just want to let you know that I want to take Joey into the hideaway. Once again, I don't know why the hideaway is open to everyone, but okay. I want to take Joey into the hideaway, but it's not for anything. Like, I basically just want to get back at Kieran. And my thing is, with Samantha, right? Am I saying, is it Samantha or Nicole? No, Samantha. Yeah, sorry. Look at me. It's Samantha, right? Cool. So with Samantha, she was just like, okay, like, okay then. Now when, look at me mixing up their names. When Harriet now went to go and take Joey to the hideaway, Samantha now goes to sit down with Minver and someone else, and then Nicole was walking up and she was just like, Nicole, yeah, you never guess what, like, she basically told me that she wants to take Joey into the hideaway because she wants to get back at Kieran, but I just told her that I just feel like that's petty, and I just feel like and I just thought, but you didn't, because you didn't say all those things to her face. So I did find that very interesting, and that's why I said that I feel like there's definitely going to be a lot of drama and a breakdown sometime soon, because you guys are really acting like we're all besties. Oh my god, yeah, like, let's have a hug. Oh my gosh, no babe, I want to see you, didn't make me cry, it's fine. But you're not saying things directly to her face. Instead, you're saying it to everyone else in the villa when you know that's just going to cause conversations for other people to be talking about it as well. So for me, I did find that to be quite cheeky. Of course, we know that Joey and Harriet were in the hideaway. Oh my gosh, I need to put my phone down for this because I'm actually so shy. Guys, I need more of us to have shame. Because why are you dancing for a guy with no music playing? Kuda. No, it's not good. I was so shy. Joey was like, oh, can you give me a little twerk? And she was like, what? A slap drop? You're even giving him suggestions. If you don't get up. And I bet she was wearing wedges with that bikini as well. Ah, guys, I'm sorry. I was so shy watching that scene, okay? I was actually so shy. Of course, you know that dancing for a guy with no music on is crazy work. I'm sorry. Dancing for a guy with no music on is crazy work. What? Anyway, so moving on to Harriet and Kieran are having a conversation. Not Harriet, yeah, Harriet and Kieran are having a conversation after they had now left the hideaway as she was with Joey. By the way, Joey's not into Harriet like that. Joey definitely wants to get to know Samantha. But of course, Harriet and Kieran are having a conversation, and she was like, oh no, I didn't mean to be muggy. Like, I didn't want to, oh, that's it. So Samantha was talking with Kieran, Minver, and Nicole. But yeah, she was just like, yeah, I didn't mean to be muggy. If that's how you felt. I didn't do it for revenge, but you did do it for revenge. So she's really kind of showing us her character, which is very interesting. And at the same time, I get she likes the guy or whatever, but I don't feel like you should be doing all of this 3 days in my personal opinion. Of course, let's move on to Harriet now moving on to speaking to Samantha for a chat. And now Samantha opened up like, I just thought it was a bit petty. I just thought it was a bit this. I just thought, okay, that's fine that you feel that way, but you should have said it before, because you made it seem like when we spoke prior, you were like, oh yeah, I think it's a bit petty and everything, but you weren't saying that, and then you said it to other people, and now you found your voice. Now that's a bit interesting, okay? Now you found your voice. Okay. I think they are, of course, they ended up apologizing and apologized. What did I just say? No, of course they ended up being open to one another and also apologized, and they also hugged. Once again, I do feel like they're kind of forcing this like friendship thing, like, oh my god, babe, I'll never do that to hurt you, like, because Samantha was just like, you know, you could have taken anyone at that terrace, but you decided to take Joey, and I do think it's a bit weird, and it is a bit weird because you could have definitely taken anyone there. So I do feel like Harriet definitely had ulterior moves, and she just got it that it didn't work in her favor because Joey isn't into her as much as he is into Samantha. Now let's move on to the night time. Of course, they end up getting a text that it's time for a game in which the guys will have to be lined up and their girls will put a blindfold over their eyes. We already knew that a bombshell was going to be coming in based on the teaser, but then bam, 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 I'm seeing legs, I'm seeing waist, I'm seeing chest, I'm seeing hair. I said, who is this? So we were introduced to 23-year-old Uma from North London. She is a VIP assistant or VIP host, something along those lines, and she came in and her job was to kiss all of the guys. Kissing every single guy. The thing is, you guys already know, I'm already a big germaphobe, so that is already a no. But if I was the guy, I would have preferred to be the first guy, because the last guy would have just had, sorry, I'm really looking into this, I don't know why, but it's just nasty because everyone is just sharing saliva now. And what if some of you didn't even brush your teeth properly? Some of you don't floss, some of you don't rinse, some of you don't use toothpaste, some of you don't do anything. So I do think it is very But you know that Uma came in looking gorgeous, by the way, and she of course kissed every single guy. While she was kissing them, the girls literally had to watch on the terrace, which was criminal. When I say these producers need to go to jail, I mean they need to go to jail, honey. But of course that was they were watching her from the terrace, and then on top of that, while she was kissing the guys, they were like, oh my god, who's that? Like, who's that? Because obviously she couldn't speak. Then the blindfolds come off, and lo and behold, Ayo says, oh my days. And instantly, Ayo and Uma walk away together. That poses the question. It doesn't really pose the question. I think we already know the answer. But she definitely knows him and he definitely knows her. Now in tomorrow's episode, we're going to find out how they know each other. But I need these producers to go to jail because this is why I said we can't stand the ship so soon. Ayomi may not be Ayomi for long. Okay, Ayomi may not be Ayomi for long, which is why we can't stand ships too early. It's 3 days in, but it's just like, Mimi finally and only has one guy who's really interested in her, because my vibe is, although Munver is like, oh my gosh, like I do like her, I don't really see him grafting, I don't see him putting any effort to getting to know her. So the guy that she finally likes and the guy that finally likes her, you've come to disrupt it with someone else that's now come, who we know for a fact knows Ayo. So tomorrow's episode should be quite interesting. I guess we'll be able to uncover how they know each other and also next steps. But Mimi was not looking happy and I am also not surprised. But yeah, guys, that was today's episode. I do feel like it was okay-ish. Couple plot twists here and there. I do think the ending defo, you know, kept people on their toes. But the whole storylines with like Harriet and Nicole and Samantha and Kit, like the whole storyline with the accent babes, I just think is a bit much, and I don't think it's that deep for anyone to be crying over anyone over 3 days, or 3 days in my personal opinion. But as always, guys, I'd love to know what you guys think down below. Let me know what you think of the triplets. Let me know what you think of Ayomi. Let me know what you think of Patsy. Let me know what you think of Ronnie. Just let me know down below how you found today's episode. As always, if you haven't yet subscribed, be sure to subscribe and therefore join the family. We are almost at 28k, which is absolutely amazing. We actually hit 28k last time, but some people unsubscribed, which is literally bad vibes behavior. So yeah, we're almost at 28k, so be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Road to 30. And yeah, that is literally it. So thank you guys for watching. Please do take care, stay blessed, and I shall see you tomorrow.